Cinema, where we focus on the film. I'm Josh, this is Simply Cinema, and today we're going to be talking about the new monthly movie watching thing for March 2024, which is sci-fi movies and Best Picture winners, or even nominees for some of the pictures that I'm going to be selecting, some from my physical media collection, some from the library itself. Of course, this could go into some streaming and 2024 movies that are not included on this table that I have. I don't know exactly how much I'll be able to get to, what I won't get to, but it's always providing all the options of things I want to go to, especially for the first time watches, as I try and watch every single one of the movies I watch that I have disregarded and have not watched from a blind buy in the past. But regardless, let me know down in the comments below if you have a movie watching theme. What is it? As we love to share our love for movies together. First up, I'm going to go into the library stack. We got a big collection to go through, so I'll go rather quickly. We got Shape of Water. Haven't seen that. Spotlight for Best Picture winners. And we have a nominee, 3 Billboards. Haven't seen that either. And then we have The Quiet Man, A Beautiful Mind. What I have seen is First Man from Damien Chazelle. Might try and do a ranking on his filmography soon. We got Incendies. I'm adding Denis Villeneuve. I need to rewatch some of his movies with Dune Part 2 coming out. Then we got some more sci-fi, mostly sci-fi for the library stack. We have Time Machine, Time After Time, Total Recall, and all of these I have not seen. Red Sonja. I got this because it was a superhero film I have not seen. I'm trying to watch pretty much all of them. I believe that's in the Marvel Comics category. We have Metropolis. We got a really old classic from 1927. Hopefully I can watch that because I've checked it out a couple different times, just never got around to it. Then we have Moon. We have Abyss from James Cameron. Of course, I haven't seen all that I'm mentioning still. We have 12 Monkeys, and I also have a TV series. I probably won't be able to get to it this month, but I bought that recently, as you'll see in my February haul. We got Midnight Special, War of the Worlds, the original 1953. Hopefully gonna get to watch all of them. I believe there's a mini-series or something. Maybe I'll be doing a ranking if there's 3 or more of those. I have seen Spielberg's, but I have not seen the original. And then we have Starman and Can You Ever Forgive Me? This is just a random pick that I really wanted about a writer. It seems right at my alley. Just a writer stealing someone else's work and figuring out something with that. It seems like it has the right vibe that would fit my style of what I enjoy in film, just as a random extra watch, because of course amongst all these films I'll be watching other things as well. And then we'll go into my physical media collection that I have. We have Leprechaun 1 through 4. I am actually ordering the complete set on Amazon. That should be here soon, so I'll be able to hopefully watch all those, rank them by St. Patrick's Day. Next up we have Hoosiers, which I'm going to be adding some basketball films. Just like I ranked the football films on the NFL, the Super Bowl, I'm going to be ranking those on the March Madness, which is in April, so not too rushed on that. Then we have the first 3 Kung Fu Panda movies, as we have the 4th one coming up. I do enjoy those ones. And then maybe just to add a little bit more DreamWorks rankings if I have more time for it. I own Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2, and I'll probably be able to find the 3rd at the library if I have time to watch those. And then I also have Mike Mitchell's filmography on the agenda, which he directed the 2nd Lego movie. And it's been a while since I watched them in general, so maybe I'll get to 1 and 2, as well as his other films, which he has, I believe, 7 or 8 from what I remember seeing. And then we have some faith-based films I may be watching more toward the end of the month, just around Easter time. I don't typically have a monthly theme, and so this is kind of new for me, but we'll see what happens if I have some sort of ranking. But regardless, we have Easter Parade, we have 10 Commandments, which, surprise, surprise, I have not seen before, even as a Christian myself. So that'll be interesting to get into. Then we have Passion of Christ. And then we have a 4-pack that my parents gave me one time. We're just getting rid of movies. We have Ordinary People, Faith Like Potatoes, Grace Card, and Rust. I really don't know how many faith films I'll get to with all of these other films, but I'm just adding it since it's in a physical media collection as a potential. We have Flywheel. And then also along the same lines from the Kendrick brothers, we have Courageous and Fireproof. I already watched Facing the Giants last month, and so Flywheel, Courageous, and Fireproof will all be rewatches, but it's been quite a few years since I watched them. And then we have Book of Ruth, which I did not get to watch for the romance month, which there's a little bit of romance, I believe, that it sort of has on its synopsis, so I figured I'd get into that. And then we can go into we'll go with the Best Picture winners in my stack, and we actually have from another library: Moonlight, King's Speech, and Birdman. So I'm trying to cross off all of the 2010's Best Picture winners, and I'll figure out what sort of rankings I can do for that. If you have any ideas or suggestions, comment down below what you'd like to see. We got Shawshank's Redemption, which was up against Forrest Gump, and I haven't seen them back to back at all, and I haven't seen them in a couple years, so we'll see if I can get to them both and decide for myself which I like better. Next up, we have Hurt Locker. I have not seen that one. Green Book, that was a good one, which I picked up on Blu-ray last summer. And then from a couple years back, I got the Grand Hotel. Have not seen that one. That's a 1930s film. Then we got Chicago. Have not seen, as well as The Artist. And then we have One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest. That's a really good one. And sometimes I'll be prioritizing the ones I haven't seen, just so I watch the movies from my collection that I haven't seen before, as is one of my goals for this year. And then we have Midnight Cowboy from '69. I believe this was nominated for different actors. I don't remember if it had a Best Director or Best Picture, but we have The Fire, have not seen that, as well as actors nominated in Foxcatcher. And then we got Cinderella Man as well, which I heard has Paul Giamatti, so that'll be fun to get into that, following up more with his filmography. And then we're gonna go into a lot more of the sci-fi, and just for a quick little plug, we got The Other Dimension, my novel. You can order it and download the link in the description below. It's just Michael Ullman creating this time machine with a group of other scientists, and things go wrong, and it ends up sending them into another dimension with no way back because the time machine didn't go with them, and they have to figure out what even has gone on with the time machine, where they went wrong, and how to get back as they fight against all these different odds that they're up against. So yeah, I have a novel that I have written. I'm really happy, and it's just my debut novel that will go into potentially a series once I have more time to get into writing. But I'm putting that out there in case you're interested in reading as well as movies, that I do have that book as well. So continuing on, we have Star Wars. We have 1 through 6 and The Last Jedi. Maybe I'll add a couple others, but my priority for sci-fi might end up being what I don't have in my collection: Predator, which I can believe I can watch all of them on Hulu, and then Star Trek, like all of the main movies, which actually I have the newer trilogy, J.J. Abrams, as well as Star Trek Beyond. I have the newer trilogy on Blu-ray, but I have not seen any of the older trilogy and the final one of the new trilogy. So that would be interesting to dive into them, hopefully for the first time, and get more rankings on this channel, especially different sci-fi rankings. And for Steven Spielberg collection, we got E.T. I'll probably watch. E.T. out of this set was the main priority if I do get to it. And then we got Terminator 1 and 2. I did not get to either of those last month for my favorite movies list. So it's been since 2019 since I seen that franchise for the first time and at all. And I don't think I'll be able to get past the first two with all else I have to watch. But next up we have Stalker. This is a longer film. So we'll see what sort of mood I'll be able to get into that. But it's been a couple years. I want to really appreciate it more. I did enjoy it, but don't know if I truly received all the art that it had from it. Next up we have Ex Machina, a great one from A24. And then I saw The Notebook last month, and so I still have to see The Time Traveler's Wife. And so it has the time travel aspect, sci-fi aspect to it that will fit into this month. That's what I sort of like about these different movie watching themes, is even if I don't watch it one month, it might bleed into a relation to another theme the next month. Next up we have Westworld. Have not seen this one. And then we have Source Code. This one's a really trippy one, but really fun. And then we have Treasure Planet. I really do enjoy this one from the Renaissance age, post-Renaissance, whatever that one was called. And then I also hopefully can watch Strange World from the library. I do enjoy that one and need to give it a rewatch. And then we have RoboCop, just a remake of it. I haven't seen any of them, the older ones or this one. Next up we have Prisoners, and I have a stack of Denis Villeneuve's, even if it's not necessarily sci-fi. So we got Blade Runner 2049, and then just for fun I might throw in Blade Runner, the first one. And then we have some Christopher Nolan rewatches, hopefully getting a full ranking with the release of Oppenheimer from last year, just to update some of my rankings here on this channel. So we got Memento I need to rewatch. And yes, I have seen all his filmography, but some of them I need to refresh on. We got Tenet, which some of them, of course, are sci-fi related. Interstellar, I'm pretty caught up with this one, so that's less on the priority, but it's a sci-fi film and I really love it, so we'll see if I can get to it. Then we have Inception for the rest of Nolan's, and then we have Looper, a really nice time travel film from Rian Johnson. And then we have the only Godzilla movie I have, Godzilla King of the Monsters, which I'll be rewatching that quadrilogy before the new one comes out. And then we have Gravity. Have not seen that one, believe it or not. And then Close Encounters of the Third Kind from Steven Spielberg. I did appreciate it for what it was going for. I didn't love it, so hopefully a rewatch will help me understand now that I get the general flow of it. And we got Back to the Future trilogy. Love that. Might need to do a re-ranking on this channel as I freshen up the appearance of my channel. And then we have Arrival, I believe. Yeah, this one was from Denis Villeneuve as well. So it's been a couple years since I watched some of his films. Next up we have Alien. Maybe I've watched the first 5 of them. I haven't watched the whole franchise, and so amongst Star Trek and Predator, may be able to rewatch and finish this franchise in order to do a ranking. And then we have 2001 Space Odyssey, a classic that you need to have for the sci-fi genre. And then we have Time Tunnel. Now this is a present I got for Christmas. I have not been able to break into it, and so hopefully I'll be able to watch some of the episodes. I'll probably won't be able to watch the whole series with everything else going on, but I do really have fond memories of this series as a kid. I believe it's a 60s series about these time travelers where they get caught in the time machine and they're not able to go back. And so each episode is playing a different event in history, and they sort of try and change certain things or adjust to living in that environment. And then next up we have Titan, a great sci-fi animated film that is really overlooked, underrated. It doesn't have a Blu-ray or anything, so it may not be as popular. I don't remember if it released in theaters or not, but a friend recommended it for me a while back, and I really do enjoy that one. And then we have The War of the Worlds, from the Spielberg edition, the most recent one. We have Timeline, Jumper, Spaceballs. I have seen this one. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I'm not always too big into comedy, so I may give this one another chance if I have time. Oblivion. This one was quite a solid world exploration film. And then we have The Predator, the 2018 one. This is the only one I have, but like I said, hopefully I can watch all of those for the first time. Besides the first one, I have seen the first one, but as for 2 through however many, I believe 5, I haven't seen any of those. I have seen Prey, actually. Almost forgot that was one of them. Next up, we have Planet Dune. Now, amongst all of the actual Dune adaptations that released, we have this knockoff version that I bought a few years back and never got to. Let's see if I actually get to it this month, or I'm sure it's going to be awful the way it looks. I don't know if it's going to be so bad it's good, but I might give that a chance. Next up, we have In Time. Sounds like a time travel film. And then we have Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I did watch these a couple of months back, I believe. I don't remember when. But either I'll rewatch them in order to give a proper ranking, but then what I don't have is the Ghostbusters 2016, which I haven't watched in quite a few years, so I'll have to get a refresher on that just to give general thoughts for a ranking with the new Ghostbusters. Next up, we have Ender's Game. That was a really good one the last time I seen. And then getting to the end close, we have District 9, which I heard this is part of a trilogy from Neil Blomkamp. I don't remember what that trilogy is called. I believe the rest of them are at my local library, so hopefully I'll be able to get to that one. And then we have the last one, and possibly one of the least, Apollo 18. Haven't heard great reviews, but got this as part of a collection from my roommate, just getting rid of DVDs. So we'll see how that one turns out, if I'm just going to get rid of it right after, or maybe it will be a surprise, and just generally watching more movies that I have that I own but just haven't gotten to before, and just some fun rewatches, because I love the sci-fi genre and I loved exploring new Best Picture winners or nominees in general. So let me know down in the comments below what you are watching this coming month. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.